What's up, it's your girl, Rebby K. Hey. Welcome back to my channel. Now, you may notice that I have a red mark on my nose, and that is because I had a mole removed, and I don't want to take any chances with the healing process, so I don't want to put any makeup on it. It's purely just, you know, cleaning it and putting what I'm supposed to put on it, and that is it. No makeup. Done. So what I want to talk to you guys about in this video is my nose and why I needed a mole removed, and some of the tips or tricks of the healing process that A, did not work, and B, that are helping me. So if you don't want to know about my nose, don't watch the video. That's all I got for you. So I want to take you guys back to my childhood because that's where this began. So I didn't have a big black hairy disgusting hairy situation that was all black and disgusting coming out of my face. No, I am aware, and a lot of people, when I have told them that I had my mole removed, a lot of people were like, oh, I didn't even realize you had one, or oh, I'm trying to remember what it looked like, because it obviously did not impact their lives as much as it did mine. And why would it? Why would my mole on my face? Why would my mole on your face? Why would my mole on my face impact you at all? And it doesn't. But however, the little comments and things that people have said over my lifetime have scarred me for life, and now I am going to have a scar on my face for life. But seriously, when I was a kid, I hated it. I hated it with all of my little teeny tiny, old enough to know what looks and that shit was, soul. I've had it ever since I can remember, and it's always just been a slight little raise. I have deleted it. In every photo I shop it out, I face tune it, I do like, there's a slimming tool on Me At You where I like, or Mishu or whatever it's called, where I like push it into my skin and then smooth over so that you can't tell it's there. I do it in every single photo, and I just hate it. I hate it with my whole heart and soul. And the reason was mainly when I was growing up, like I remember people being like, oh, is that a wart? Or, oh, you've got a bump like a witch does, or, you know, just little things. And kids, they don't realize how like impactful that kind of shit is on like a child's brain through their entire life. Like I remember when I was a kid, people used to tease me because my eyebrows were really blonde, and they were even like, I obviously fill them in now, but like back when makeup wasn't a thing, I used to have really blonde eyebrows, and people would always tease me about not having eyebrows. So I guess in the long run that was a bit of a blessing, because I never plucked them or anything, so I never had that like 90s over pluck situation, and now my brows are a pretty good shape. But however, back then it was traumatizing. I hated my eyebrows, and I didn't know how to fix it because I couldn't draw them in with a pencil back then. And the same goes for my nose. So my nose was like, yeah, it's a witch's wart. People would ask me if it's like a wart, and like, is it contagious, or like that kind of shit, and it just like broke my heart. And I remember one time I was like doing handstands with my friend, and I fell on my face, and it like scraped my whole nose, and I thought that the mole was gone, but obviously moles have like roots and shit, so it grew back, and I was devastated. So I was like trying to like pick it off and shit, and like, yeah, it just like, I remember I used to think that I could like wax it off if I like put sticky tape over the top of it and like ripped at it really hard, and I used to squeeze and poke at it as a kid trying to get it off, and it just obviously didn't work. And like, I remember when I was like in my teen years and started going to high school and started caring about the way that I looked, like really, you know, everybody cares about how they look in high school, and if you didn't, then good on you for not caring. But I cared, and I used to just stare at myself. And it was back then when I didn't have a hair straightener, and like I didn't know how to do my makeup, and I was in that awkward phase of like not knowing how to like present myself and that kind of shit. And I remember staring in the mirror all the time and just bawling my eyes out because I hated my face, especially my mole. And when I got to like really notice it more and think about it more, it was even worse. So it's something that has like haunted me almost for like most of my life. Anyway, present day. When I started antidepressants, I realized that there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't want to do before because I was too scared, and one of them was getting my mole removed. Another one was braces, and I have now booked to get braces because I like started with the mole removal, and then I was like, yeah, queen, like you can do this, like you can do all the stuff. So anyway, I went and got my mole removed, and it was like, it was almost like I was ignorant to the fact of how like serious it was. It's not like I had a full-on like surgery or anything, but like I kind of just thought that I would walk in and he would be like, oh okay, he would numb it, he would like scrape it off and he'd be like, here's a stitch, bye. The doctor that I got was so chill about it, and I walked in and I got like a skin check generally to make sure I didn't have like cancer or anything, and he was like, yep, you're all good. And I was like, yeah, but the reason I'm here is to get this removed. And he's like, oh well, there'll be a scar, you know. And I'm like, well, doy. And so he kind of like showed me what the process was, told me how much it was going to cost. I was like, yep, cool, no worries. And then next week I was getting it done, and I walked in and he was just like, cool, lay down. I'm like, okay. And then he like put a blue thing over my face, like in the surgery shows where they have like the big blue cloth with the little hole in it where they're working on. I was like, okay, the needle is the only time that's gonna hurt, right? And he was like, yes. So once the needle went in, it stopped hurting, it was numb, and then bing bang bong, he cut it off. He put 4 stitches in my face. I was like, holy shit, 4 stitches was not what I was expecting. I was expecting like 1. So anyway, I got my 4 stitches in my face and I said, how do I, you know, minimize scarring? What's the care process? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, so what you need to do is you need to Vaseline it every single day and keep it covered to keep the moisture in. And I was like, great, no worries. So I did. And then I went and got my stitches out, and my stitches got pulled out and it was like plop, plop, plop. No big deal. And I said to him again, how do I reduce scarring? How do I care for the wound? What do I do? Da da da. And he was like, because at the time it was just like a little line, little cut, like pretty much what it looks like now, but like it was thinner, like just a big thin line. He just said, apply Vaseline every single day twice and don't cover it at all. And I said, okay, no worries, because I said, should I keep it covered to protect it? Da da da. He said no. So I was like, cool, whatever. So I went home that night, put Vaseline on it and fell asleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night scratching at it because it was healing and busted the stitches open. So I ended up with a giant wound bleeding in my face, which was just great. Like the first day that I was supposed to be this brand new woman with my stitches out, and I was like, yes girl, I'm gonna be so hot. Dreams are over. I was like so devastated that I thought I was just gonna, my face was just gonna explode pretty much. That's how it was gonna be. I feel like I'm really close up, but I filmed too much of this to start again, so sorry if it's a nice up close and personal for you. So then I didn't really kind of notice that I had split the stitch. Like I thought that I'd just scratched it and it had bled. Like I didn't really realize that the wound had opened. So I went about my day. I went to work the next day, so I covered it up just so that I didn't have like blood sticking out of my face to serve customers. And then I got home and it was like, I think it was like 2 days, and I was like, gee, my nose is like weeping. And I opened the bandage and whatever, and it was just like this big hole, like a yellow hole that was in my face. It wasn't bleeding or anything. It was just like it was almost like trying to stick itself back together, but it didn't have any support. So yeah, I had this like big hole and I was like, what am I gonna do? So anyway, I went and got like wound closure tape because I just freaked out and was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it. Anyway, I kept sticking to his recommendation of Vaselining it and, you know, keeping it moist. Because it was so moist, it couldn't stick back together. So I realized that I needed to just do completely the opposite of what he said. And I called my mum, obviously, because my mum used to be a nurse and she knows what she's talking about. So I called her and I was like, Mum, what do I do? And she's like, I wouldn't do the Vaseline thing. I would make it dry. And I was like, well, that's not what he said to do. So then I panicked. I was like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I bandaged it, but I put it's like Medi-Salve or something, and it's like a dry antiseptic powder, and I put that underneath, and then I like wound closured it closed with the tape. And then I woke up this morning and it was like this, and I was like, wow, I really wish I had have done that like immediately, because it'd like, the scab would be like almost gone by now. So I guess the moral of this tale, this little ditty if you will, is don't listen to your doctor if you feel like, I guess this is something that I think I said in my psychologist video, like if you find that you haven't got the advice or the recommendation or whatever from your doctor, then you probably need to get a second opinion. And in my case, it was my mum's. Like I was Googling and all that stuff, which obviously you're not supposed to do when it's like medically related, because then you're going to find out that you have like 17 tumors in your face. But Google kind of was like sticking with what the doctor said, so I'm sure his recommendation wasn't incorrect, but it was like I needed more, you know? And it turned out, yeah, my mum was right, and once again, my mum was right, she always is, mothers are, and now it's finally healing and it's straight, and oh my god, like I never in my life have been able to go on this angle and it be flat. And more importantly, I've never been able to go on this angle in a photo and be happy with it. And now it's like it's just gonna look so good, and I'm so happy, and I just really wanted to like, I guess, document the happiness that I'm feeling, because once it's healed and I can put makeup over the top of it and everything, I'm just gonna be so stoked. And I guess it's just a little thing in my life that is so minuscule, and like everyone I've told about it has just assumed that it's cancer because of the fact that like, why would I get it removed if it didn't have cancer in it or whatever, like why would I remove it? And I was like, because it affects me. And I guess it's something that I can appreciate why, and like, don't do it if you don't want to, but like I appreciate why people get plastic surgery and that kind of stuff, or like if you get breast implants or if you get like Botox or whatever. Like, it's really made me understand and appreciate the people that get it done for that reason of like, I've always been insecure about XYZ. Like, I have always been insecure about my nose, and I can't even explain to you like how it feels to have something. It's almost like when, I don't know, like it's just like, I just can't believe how relieved I feel to have it gone. And like the way that it looks to me now, I was telling Tyson this the other day, like looking at this this red dark scab on my face, I'm happier looking at my face now with this on than I was ever looking at myself with that with the mole on my face. Like it is amazing. I can't even speak. It's amazing how much better about myself I feel from something so small that affected literally no one else being taken away from me. Like, I just implore you, if you have an insecurity and you want to work on it, don't feel embarrassed to just do the thing that makes you happy. It could be literally anything. Like, I can't even think of anything because I don't want people to start thinking about their insecurities. But like, yeah, it's given me a whole new appreciation for people who want things done to themselves to make themselves feel better. It's not like an addiction, or like I'm not gonna go get every single thing that I hate cut off me now, but like I already feel so much more confident in my ability to look pretty and nice with something so small taken off my face. So I don't really know what the point of this video is. It's more just to tell you guys how freaking excited and happy I am, and to get a second opinion, and to just do what makes you happy, do what you want, don't listen to anybody else. And if this video has inspired you, then I hope it has. Also, while I'm on the topic, if you have any recommendations for skincare, please drop them in the box, because my nose being covered up for so long is just a red hot, pory, full of dirt, disgusting mess that I can't clean for a couple more days until this, like, you know, scars over. But like, oh my god, when I can exfoliate, bitch, I'm going to be exfoliating the house down. So that's it for this video, and I just really wanted to share my joy and passion and happiness with you all in my face being one step closer to the perfect face. So if you like this video and you like me, then like, comment and subscribe. You know the drill, you know to do the buzzwords, you know what it is, my dudes, my fam zone. And I will see y'all in my next video, so mwah, bye.